Get on in here. Yeah, I missed yesterday, but family comes first.
All day I rush around, but I'm still on the ground. On the ground.
Oops. Come on in.
I'll soon be fluttering if I can find my wings.
I have my tea. Do you have some?
Find my wings.
It's never too hot for tea.
Patiently, I want to fly today, but I hear a gentle voice inside me say that slow and steady
Hey, Toby.
steps will be my pace. Slow and steady steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory will be mine. Slow and steady, I'm gonna learn
Hey,
to
Sarah.
fly. I'm starting to believe I only race with me, only me. I can't give to someone else this journey for myself. It's for myself. Since my best is all I have, it is enough.
Song's getting to me.
I can see a ray of hope. I've got to trust that slow and steady steps will be my pace. Slow and steady steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory will be mine. Slow and
Hey, Rose.
steady, I'm gonna learn to fly, and I will soar. I will reach the sky, a little at a time. I'm reaching, I keep
Aloha.
believing.
Oh, somebody went to brunch.
And steady steps will be my pace. Slow and steady
Puerto Rico. Look at y'all.
steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory will be mine. Slow and steady, I'm gonna learn to fly.
British Columbia. Look at y'all.
Slow and steady, I'm gonna learn to
Well, yesterday was my grandson's graduation, Ethan. He's a grown man now, headed off to college, gonna work at summer camp this summer, and it's gonna be an interesting journey. It already has been. He's kind and sweet and determined, and a lot of people showed up yesterday for his. It wasn't really a party. It was kind of a drop-in. They pitched a tent at the church and put out some cornhole games and tables, and it was just a lovely afternoon. And it was my first time out of the county since October of last year. So Robert and I listened to Elijah, the Mendelssohn. It, it it was by Robert Shaw out of Atlanta with a big choral arrangement. So we listened to that all the way over there and back. It was just wonderful. It sort of set the tone for the whole day because my devotional yesterday morning was about Elijah. And it just made you want to learn more. So I got my Bible out and just kind of studied it a little bit. And you know, Elijah had such faith in God. Do you have that kind of faith? Do you have that kind of faith? It was powerful. He knew God could light that fire, even if that fire had been doused with water or whatever. He knew that fire could be lit by the hand of God, that God could do anything. Now, Robert seemed to think that it was rigged, but you just have to, having a conversation with Robert in the car, listening to Elijah by Mendelssohn and the Robert Shaw Orchestra playing it and the choral, the chorus. It was a phenomenal day. And it was too cool. It's one of those days where you felt like Goldilocks. It was too cool in the shade and it was too hot in the sunshine. So you had to move back between these things. Carolyn, Ethan's other grandmother, she and I used to travel together, and we've traveled together, and we went to San Francisco one time. Oh, had the most amazing meal at the marketplace. We went across the Golden Gate Bridge. We had some cab driver take us over, turn around, and come back because we had to say we'd been on the Golden Gate Bridge. We went to Chinatown, and to commemorate the day, we bought pearls. And she had her pearls on yesterday. And I said, Carolyn, I drank out of the Behringer cup this week, and I remembered our trip together. And we had a flybaby that took us on a ferry across the way, and we went to Napa. It was just a fun weekend. Ethan, at that time, was just 6 months old. And we had somebody take us on a walking tour of San Francisco. It was just a beautiful, beautiful trip. And great memories and with family, great memories with family. So drink your tea. We've been to Napa 3 times. Robert and I went to Napa, and then Patty and Eric and Jessica, we all went to Napa one time. So it's a fun place. Anyway, I've been watching movies today, and if you need a good movie to watch today, watch Seabiscuit. Yesterday was the Kentucky Derby. They didn't get to have the Kentucky Derby last year in May, like the first Saturday in May, but they had it this year, and they didn't have it till September of last year, which is just sad. But it was a beautiful run for the roses. I've never been. I probably would have liked to have gone yesterday because it was like half the audience, but soon we'll have everything. All the stadiums will be full. All the churches will be full. It's just going to be amazing. But we were watching the Kentucky Derby yesterday, and then I saw today that Seabiscuit was on. And Seabiscuit was a horse from, I guess, the 1930s. And he was just a little runt of a horse. and he got sold, just kind of like this horse that won yesterday, sold for nothing, practically. Thoroughbred, sold for nothing, and wins the Kentucky Derby. Now, I'm not a gambling person, but the person who won, the odds on the horse that won yesterday, I think, were 12-1. So if you bet $1, you got $12. So that was usually the favorites win. I don't think this was a favorite that won yesterday. I don't remember the name. But Seabiscuit was after the Great Depression, and that horse gave people hope. Just hope. And it was a good movie. I think it was like 3 hours long. It was just such a great movie. It just ended. But it's a great movie to watch if you want some inspiration. Tobey Maguire is the jockey in this movie. And everybody in this movie has had problems. Just problems. And that horse brought them all together as a family. We may not be able to get along with some people in our families, but we can build our own families. Yeah. The Jewish people always set a plate for Elijah at the Seder. How great is that? So we can make our own families. We really can. Family doesn't have to be big. You don't have to have hundreds of people in your family. But a good core group that you depend on. My friend Julie has a best friend named Ashley. And y'all have prayed for Ashley. And they have such an amazing friendship. Somebody said they loved opening the door for Elijah at Passover. How beautiful. So, things don't have to be perfect. We're all beaten up in some form or fashion. We are. And we've been damaged somehow, some way. We're not perfect. And I was talking to Joy today, and she showed me this picture of this Boston butt, this huge Boston butt she was cooking. And it was too big for her Instapot. It was too big for her Dutch oven, so she wrapped it in aluminum foil and put it in a pan and put it in she rubbed it down and she put it in her oven. That woman was determined to make barbecue today. I said, you inspire me. And it reminded me of a story that Rita Davenport told in her book, It's Time for You. It wasn't a book, it was a videotape. 13 videotapes that I saved my pennies by planning my menus. And I bought this tape series. It's 13 cassette tapes. That's how old it was. I have them digitally. I've downloaded them digitally now. But somebody in her family, when she cooked a ham, it was her. She would cut the end of her ham off. And her husband one day asked her, why do you do that? And she said, well, I don't know. It's the way my mama cooked a ham. So she went to her mother and said, Mom, why do you cut the end off of the ham? Well, that's the way my mama did it. And so her grandmother was still alive. She went to her grandmother and said, Granny, why do you cut the end off the ham when you cook it? And she said, because it didn't fit my pan. Duh. Nobody else thought about it. But she didn't have a pan big enough, and now Joy didn't have a pan big enough to hold her Boston butt, and she probably didn't have a hacksaw to cut through the bone. So she wrapped it up in aluminum foil and put it in the oven. How cool is that? Granny looked at everybody like they were nuts. Maybe they had pans that were big enough, but that wasn't the way Granny did it. And that's our perfectionism, y'all. We think Mama did it just the way it was supposed to be. But Mama didn't know why she was doing it, because Granny always cut the butt off the ham. So folks, you just gotta use your noggin. Let go of your perfectionism. Joy found a way to cook that Boston butt. One way or other, it was going to be for dinner tonight. It really was. Our perfectionism gets us in trouble. But when you think about things, don't think to... Patty's sending me a message with an attachment. I don't know what it is. I don't know that I can see it on here. No, she's sending me on my phone. So please share our videos. Don't allow your perfectionism to stand in the way of you cooking a Boston butt if it's too big for your pan. Don't allow it. So I'm proud of Joy. I'm proud of Julie. I'm proud of Ethan. You know, have you got any graduates you need to take care of this week? I think I've taken care of all of mine but one, and I've got to get some cash out of the bank. Yeah, yesterday was our first time to be around people, to get out of the county, and we did it. We did it. And I'm really proud we did, because I wouldn't have wanted to miss it for anything in the world. Because Ethan, he just looked like a grown man yesterday. I got to meet his girlfriend, and they're going to be working at camp, I think the 14th or 15th of May. But it was, and I've got the TV paused right now because the next movie coming on is Twister. And I love any movie about weird weather. Hurricanes, tornadoes, you name it. And Justin and I went to see this movie in 1990, I guess it was. I don't know how old this movie is. But it was amazing. Yeah, it was a fun movie. Justin loved it. He absolutely loved going to see that movie. It still is a fun movie to think about. So I'm going to watch it again. It's got Jodie Foster in it, and some man that's passed away. I don't know his name, but I liked him as an actor. So I'm going to watch Twister the rest of the afternoon and finish my tea up. I about got all my work done for the next 2 weeks, so I am cruising right along. Cheesy disaster movies, yeah. Let's see, tonight at 7 o'clock, I think there's going to be one about an asteroid that's going to hit the Earth. And it's a good movie. I've watched it several times. Bill something. What was Bill's name? Bill. Y'all know it. Flying cows made me laugh. That's not something. It's Helen Hunt, not Joe. Okay, I get those two mixed up. Bill Paxton. Yeah, thanks, y'all. Y'all are good for my brain. I tell you what, life is good. It is. And keep the faith. You know, God can do anything. He can do anything. So don't get discouraged. Give it to God and let go of it. If something's bothering you, let it go and give it to God, and He will show out. And especially when we're all praying at the same time. Just pray, pray, pray. That's what we got to do. Repent and get on with your life. So everybody, drink your tea. Share our videos. And have a good rest of the day. I love you all. I will see you in the morning. We're going to bless our homes. This week we're in Zone 1 and Zone 2. When the first falls on a Saturday, it's all messed up. So we're going to do today, tomorrow, and we'll catch up on the Chaos to Clean book tomorrow morning. We'll do the missions during the week, and we'll catch up. It's not much, because you shine your sink, and then you get dressed to lace up shoes. You declutter a little. And our habit for the month of May is moving. Walking for 7 minutes, turning around, and coming back. Yeah, 7 minutes. That's all it takes. And about 15 minutes, and you're good to go. Anyway, I love you all. Y'all have a good evening. And take some time to just renew your spirit. Yeah. I will see you tomorrow. Catch you on after a while. I want to say on the flip side, because I follow that furniture flipping teacher, and that's her buzzwords at the end. Catch you on the flip side. How cool is that? She's sweet. She is amazing. She paid off $25,000 in student loan debt by flipping furniture. In 3.5 months, she paid off $25,000 worth of debt. She's amazing. See y'all later. Bye.